If you walk into a modern watch retailer today, you are walking into a financial slaughterhouse. The average new Swiss automatic is pushing $1,500. Boutiques are locking buyers into the idea that new means better, that the box and papers justify the premium, and that a watch depreciates the moment you strap it on. But the price tag is not the worst part. The worst part is what you are actually getting for your money. When you buy a new watch today, you are not buying a mechanical asset. You are buying a rapidly depreciating fashion accessory, a marketing campaign you do not own that is mathematically designed to financially destroy you the second the warranty expires. But a quiet rebellion is building in watch forums and secondhand markets across the world. Collectors, financial pragmatists, and smart buyers are completely opting out of the new watch market. They are using a strategy called the pre-owned loophole. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how it works. To understand the loophole, you first have to understand the trap. Walk into any authorized dealer today and look at the price tags. A Tudor Black Bay that retailed for $3,500 3 years ago now sits at $4,200. A Tissot PRX that was $550 is now $650. Prices are climbing every single year with no engineering justification. Rolex raised prices 9% in January 2026 alone, not because the movement changed, not because the materials improved, because the marketing department decided the brand equity could absorb another hike. You are not paying for a better watch. You are paying for the annual inflation of a logo, and it does not stop at the price tag. The new watch buying experience itself is engineered to extract maximum money from your pocket at every step. The authorized dealer charges full retail. The boutique charges a handling fee on desirable models. The gray market charges a premium on top of that for the privilege of skipping a waitlist that only exists because the brand manufactured the scarcity in the first place. You are being charged 3 times before the watch even touches your wrist, and the mechanical engineering inside has not improved either. The same ETA-based movements powering a $2,000 Swiss automatic today are functionally identical to the movements inside watches made 15 years ago. In many cases, the older watches were finished to a higher standard because the factories had not yet been optimized for volume output. Modern watchmaking has moved toward higher production numbers and lower per-unit finishing time. That means the dial printing is thinner. The case edges are less sharply defined. The movement decoration that used to be standard on mid-range pieces has been quietly dropped to hit quarterly targets. You are paying more money for a watch that took less time and care to build than its predecessor from a decade ago. The entire new watch market is a trap, but there is an escape hatch. The pre-owned loophole targets a specific window of watch history. Collectors call it the golden era of mechanical watchmaking, roughly 2000 to 2015. Why 2000? Because by then, modern watchmaking standards were fully established. CNC machining had standardized case tolerances. Movement regulation had improved significantly. Water resistance testing was reliable and consistent. Finishing standards across mid-range Swiss and Japanese manufacturers were at their peak because the market had not yet been flooded with the hype-driven volume expansion that followed. But because these watches were built before the current hype cycle exploded, they carry zero premium inflation. No gray market markup, no boutique allocation games, no annual price hike baked into the sticker, no waitlist tax, no loyalty purchase requirement forcing you to buy 3 unwanted pieces before they let you spend your own money on the one you actually want. You get all the quality of modern watchmaking with none of the financial trap. If this is making you angry, hit subscribe. We do this every week. So what exactly do you buy? You look for the analog legends, Open Chrono 24 or eBay, and search for a mid-2000s Seiko SKX007 or a pre-2010 Orient Bambino. These watches use the same NH35 or in-house automatic movements that collectors have trusted for decades. They are mated to cases machined to tolerances that embarrass modern fashion watches. These movements are famous for running accurately for 20 years on nothing more than a service every decade. The parts are universally available. Any watchmaker on Earth can open one, source the component, and return it to you running like new for $80. That is the entire lifetime maintenance cost of a watch that will outlast anything sitting in a boutique display case today. If you want a dress watch, look for a pre-owned Tissot Loophole from the early 2010s. Retail new today, that watch is $500. On the secondhand market, a pristine example with box and papers trades for $180 to $220. The movement inside is identical. The finishing is identical. The sapphire crystal is identical. The only thing that changed is that a previous owner absorbed the new watch premium, so you do not have to. That previous owner paid the depreciation tax, so you can walk away with the same physical object for less than half the price. If you want a tool watch, look for the ultimate Loophole vehicle, the Seiko 5 Sports from 2008 to 2014. These were engineered specifically for daily wear and abuse. Automatic movement, 100-meter water resistance, day-date display, and a hardlex crystal that takes a beating without shattering. Because they were produced in massive numbers, every replacement part is cheap and available at any watchmaker on Earth. You can find a pristine example for $80 to $120, and it will outlast a brand new $400 fashion watch by 15 years. If you want something with Swiss heritage and real collector credibility, look for a pre-owned Hamilton khaki field from the mid-2000s. These were built before LVMH fully optimized the production line for volume. The finishing on the case, the depth of the dial printing, the weight of the crown action, all of it is noticeably better than what you get from the same reference today at twice the price. Here is how you execute the Loophole. You do not buy retail, you save $200 in cash, you avoid the shining boutiques with the velvet trays and the commission-hungry sales associates who are trained to upsell you a strap, an extended warranty and a box set you do not need. You buy directly from private sellers or established pre-owned platforms like Chrono24, Watchbox, or a trusted local dealer who specializes in secondhand pieces. You look for the physical indicators of a forever watch, a screw-down crown that locks with a confident click, a case back you can open with a standard tool, not a proprietary wrench only the brand sells, a movement with a caliber number you can look up, a community you can research, and parts you can actually source without going through an authorized center that charges $150 just to open the case. You look for an unpolished case because an unpolished case means the watch has not been buffed by a previous owner trying to hide scratches. The original brushing and finishing is intact. That is the sign of a watch that was worn, cared for, and never disguised. When you buy a 10-year-old mechanical watch from the golden era, you are not just saving money. You are severing the pipeline that lets brands inflate prices annually, manufacture artificial scarcity, and extract a new watch premium from your wallet for a product that is not meaningfully better than what came before it. You are making a financial decision that the watch industry has spent millions in marketing to prevent you from making. The pre-owned buyer is the watch industry's worst nightmare because the pre-owned buyer has done the math and the math does not lie. A $150 pre-owned Seiko SKX007 and a $400 new fashion watch will both tell you the time. Only one of them will still be running in 20 years. Only one of them will be worth more than you paid if you decide to sell. Only one of them can be serviced by any watchmaker on Earth without a proprietary parts order form. Subscribe. This is the loophole the watch industry does not want trending. Now, the pre-owned market is not the only place where smart buyers are beating the system. The exact same loophole logic applies to the brands themselves. There are 5 watch manufacturers still building products today the way every brand built them in 1990. No planned obsolescence. No proprietary traps. No annual price inflation disguised as innovation. If you want to see which 5 brands are still worth buying new and why they are the only exceptions to everything we just covered, click the video on your screen right now.